And we're back. Sorry about that little delay there. We had to go and pay the air conditioner bill. Um, but anyway, we'll start on. We're going to talk this segment about Johnny Manziel. We're going to talk about Alabama, their chances of winning the NCAA championship this year. It's hard to say if they're going to win or not. I would never underestimate a team Nick Saban puts on the field, but they're gonna have a lot of young pieces. They're gonna have a lot of young parts. I think they're going to be okay. Um, Now, will they win the championship? That remains to be seen. Of course, this is the last year of the BCS as we know it. Next year, the playoff system comes into effect.
Yeah, but to me, the biggest thing with Alabama is he's gonna have a lot of young players, but it never seems to matter with Nick Saban because he has this every year. All his top defensive players always go to the NFL, but yeah, he just still finds a way to recruit more guys who are just as good, if not better, the next year. And he does that with defensive players, and he does it with the running backs. Uh, so he's had remember he's had Mark Ingram won the Heisman Trophy. Then um, the next year he had the other running back. He's in the NFL now too, and he won the Heisman Trophy. So I believe he won it also. So he always continues to get great talent, and the biggest thing with them, I think, as far as is a quarterback position, because and that is where AJ McCarron, remember, is coming back for his senior season this year. So they have that. So he's a guy that pretty much provides the leadership on the team and has done that for the last uh, 2 to 3 years. So I think that Alabama is a team which I can't I can't stand it because I don't like them at all. But I think that they are the team that once again beat, and I really do see them being back in a title game unless Texas A&M can derail them in week 2 at Alabama, and that's pretty much probably going to be the biggest game of the season for both teams, because I think after that Alabama pretty much has a soft schedule from what I hear, and so if Manziel and company is not able to beat them in week 2, then Alabama probably is going to run the table and go undefeated.
This is going to be the game of Johnny Manziel's life. Alabama is going to be gunning for him. It's going to be an interesting game to watch. I think Alabama could. It's going to be interesting to see. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, Alabama lost this game last year. I expect Alabama to show up. I wouldn't be surprised if they just downright creamed them, especially the way the Heisman Trophy winner's been acting here lately. He better quit playing around the town, and he better start focusing on football, or he's going to have a long year. Because nobody's going to feel sorry for him this year. Everybody's going to bring their A game. He's not going to sneak up on anybody like he did last year.
Well, that may be somewhat true, but I think that Alabama probably would be the favorite. Yeah, that's right. Texas A&M did beat them last year at Texas A&M. I think this game is going to be closer than what people think, and I think that Manziel is going to finally bring his serious game by the time the season starts, and he's going to be ready to play. And yeah, they are going to be gunning after him, but I think this kid he's the real deal. Now I'm not a big fan of him of his because he's too arrogant. But I think that he's a really good quarterback, and he's going to even get better, and it's going to be I think an interesting game between these two. Uh, like you said, I know that Alabama will bring their A game and be ready to play. But like I said, I think Manziel is going to is once again stepped up and also be ready to play. So to me, this game is a toss up, I'm ready for it for them to have this game, and then we'll see what happens. But I think if I had a crystal ball right now and I was predicting how everything was going to turn out, I think that you're probably looking at Alabama once again to go to, like I said, to go to the national championship game, and they're probably going to be playing Ohio State, because just go back to last year. If Ohio State was not on sanctions, they would have been in the national championship game, and I wish they would have been because Alabama would have creamed them last year. But because they did go they went undefeated last year, so they would have been there. Now the same thing's probably going to happen again this year. Ohio State probably has a good shot at going undefeated again this year because they don't play other than probably Michigan. They don't play a hard schedule at all. So they probably will be the favorites in that Big 12. Is that what it is?
Big Ten, I think it is.
No, I don't think
I got some family of mine that's Ohio State fans. They're all about the Ohio State University. I get, with the greatest respect, I get so sick of hearing about the Ohio State University. They are not, as y'all try to proclaim it, the greatest school since sliced bread. If they played in the SEC, they do all right, but they're not going to go undefeated in the SEC.
No,
Can you imagine if you had to play Arkansas, LSU, Florida every week, Alabama? There's no soft spots in the SEC.
South Carolina, Vanderbilt,
and there's Georgia. We could go on, and
right.
A&M. We could go on and on and on. Y'all play in a weak conference or a mid-conference compared to the SEC. By far, the SEC is the toughest division of football. Has been for some time, and will continue to be for years to come.
The SEC has won the national championship 7 years in a row.
That's no fluke either.
And they're going for the 8th year in a row this upcoming year.
They're going to get it.
Yeah. Now, what the only thing that Urban Meyer has done since he has left my Gators and taken over to be the head coach at Ohio State is pretty much once again recruit nothing but a bunch of criminals, just like he did when he coached my Gators. When he did coach Florida, he had like 30 arrests in 2 years. All this guy cares about is nothing but winning. He will recruit the worst of the worst type players, just to be able to try to win a national championship. That's all this guy cares about, and it's sad, pathetic.
Sadly, a lot of the top talent in football is just no good. I don't know if they're tied up in gangs or trouble. They stay in trouble. I don't know what the deal is, but it's pretty bad. You see this in the NFL. You see it in college football. Philip Fulmer. A lot of top schools have had problems with arrests. Philip Fulmer, I think that's one of the things that ended up, to me, among some other things, running him out of Tennessee at the end.
Well, I've lost a lot of respect for Urban Meyer. This is a guy who I thought was he still is. He's a great coach, but I was one of his biggest fans when he was coaching Florida.
With the greatest respect, that's because you were a Florida fan. So I can understand looking at that. I'm the same way with my teams. Now that he's not at your school, I think you see it a lot better now. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not condemning you or getting on to you for that. That's just one of those things.
Well, since Muschamp has taken the team over, he has cleaned it up quite a bit. Now he did have a problem with a player just the last couple of days who had gotten in a little bit of trouble. But for the most part, since he's been the coach, the program has been a lot cleaner, and the rest have been down. Now, Urban Meyer, I think, has already had 12 players arrested since he's been the coach of Ohio State. Now he just has suspended his running back, who was supposed to be one of the top running backs in the country for this year. Now, will he probably get a slap on the wrist when it's all said and done? More than likely, he probably will. Probably won't be about a couple of games, and then he'll be back. And then he also had a defensive back who has gotten in a lot of trouble. But like I said, the biggest problem with Urban Meyer is that he has no accountability. The athletic director pretty much is letting him do whatever he wants to do when he wants to do it, and they don't care.
Let's just hope he doesn't do like his predecessor. Remember what ended up happening to Jim Tressel? He won a national title or two, and then he did some stupid stuff and got the program in a lot of trouble. Let's just hope Urban Meyer doesn't go down that same road.
I don't think he'll go down that road because his biggest thing, like I said, is not it's not. But the thing with Jim Tressel is we have to remember he was pretty much paying athletes for us when he uh, paid paid Maurice Claret a certain all the money that he wound up receiving, whereas Urban Meyer is not doing anything like that that's violating the NCAA rules. It's just he just recruiting a bunch of criminal athletes who once they get to the Ohio State, it's going to wind up screwing up and getting in some kind of trouble. He's not recruiting the top notch athletes. Something like a school like Vanderbilt would go after guys who actually have a brain in their head, and you never hear anything about them getting any kind of trouble off the field.
I completely agree. I couldn't agree more.
But um, college football is going to be a very interesting year this year. Now, as a uh, Gator fan, the main thing I'm looking forward to seeing more than anything for us is can Jeff Driscoll finally grow up and be the great quarterback that I think that he is capable of being. The kid's got the arm, he's got the running ability, and I think he has the smarts. But he is going to have to learn how to read his second and third options a lot more and stay in that pocket and throw the ball more than he does running it. Because right now, a lot of times his instincts are to run before he has to just stay in that pocket and throw the football. Uh, but so I think that this is the year that it's make or break. Either Jeff Driscoll does grow up and be that quarterback, or he doesn't, because he's gonna be a junior this year. So this is the year this kid's gonna have to finally step it up and prove that he is a winner. Um, no, he's come out a lot of he's come off a lot of pressure because he did follow in the footsteps of Tim Tebow, and that's hard to do, and that's something most guys probably wouldn't want to do. But I think what Florida does have a good shot at winning this SEC East this year. Is more likely going to be between us and Georgia. So a lot of people are trying to say Georgia is a favorite to once again win the East. They got Aaron Murray coming back again to be their quarterback. I personally think this guy is overrated. I thought that he was great, but I mean, he did have a really good game against Alabama last year in the championship game. Even though, of course, Alabama we know ultimately won that game. That was a very close game, and Murray did have a very good game. But I don't think that he's a Matt Stafford type quarterback, and he's going to have a bright NFL future, kind of like Matt Stafford has had since he's been with Detroit. He probably will get drafted, but I don't think he's going to be great on the NFL level. But the SEC East, I think it's going to be an interesting year to watch that side of the conference.
I still think though the SEC West is loaded. Arkansas is going to be much improved after their 4-8 season last year. Now, I don't think they're going to win the SEC West this year. It's going to come down to me between Texas A&M and LSU. Odds are LSU will win it. Most years that's the case. Arkansas though could be a sleeper. I think right now I picked them to finish third, but they could finish first or second. It's too early to tell. With the new administration, new quarterback coming in, I do expect us to do better than 4-8. I would be fairly content if we made a bowl this year. The next year, I expect a lot better.
Well, Arkansas should be better with their new head coach. Come over from Wisconsin.
Brett, I believe his name's Brett Bielema or something. Bilena or something like that.
This guy he is a pretty good coach. So I think. So Arkansas should be a better team. Now
he's a good coach, but it's going to take a year, I think, to implement the program. That's my expectation. So I I expect improvement this year, but I don't expect to go to the promised land this year either. I expect that in a few years, and I think he did everything he could do at Wisconsin, short of winning the national championship. I think he's going to do some good things at Arkansas. This is a big time opportunity for him.
Well, I think as far as I think I probably agree. They probably are a couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years away, because he has to get a recruiting base down Arkansas to build.
But he had a pretty good recruiting base before. He just what happened was the incident with Bobby Petrino basically getting fired the way he did, having an interim for a year. Um, but I mean, had Bobby Petrino not screwed up yet again, Arkansas would be just fine. Um,
Yeah, for
it's a 1 year hiccup basically, but it's going to take a little while to implement with the new coach and everything.
as far as Florida goes, but more like I said, more. I think my Gators do have to. We have to ultimately win a national championship, but we're not going to be satisfied. Now, Will Muschamp is a good coach. I like this guy a lot. And I like what he brings to the table. He's a passionate guy. He is still disciplined on this team, and I think he's going to be the coach for quite a long time. I can see that. But he's going to have to produce a national championship. Now, this team this year, I think that this is going to be a good quality team. Could win 10, 11 games. Like I said, win the SEC East, ultimately compete to the championship, to the SEC championship game. Now, can this be a national championship caliber team? This might not be the year, but in the next couple of years, he hasn't produced a championship down there. But I think other than that, I guess this is we'll pretty much wrap things up. We had a good time with all of you. Sorry about the little brief pause when we had to
Sorry
stop.
for the sniffles.
Yeah, but we will be back again next week, and we look forward to seeing all of you there. Please be sure to give your comments, hits, all that. Because that's always great. And we will be seeing you again, like I said, next week. Take care for now.
I'm Justin. I'm out.
I'm David.